Hello, everybody. We are here once again. It is Sunday. And that is the day when we play Like Clockwork, our actual play taking place in the world of Kael'thas or Caiaphas, which is the world of the Cottlersworth Clockwork Circus comic book, issue 2 uh, out, but also pending. Something's going on. Anyway, and we are going to be going forward tonight as Rem has returned from her trip abroad to the United States. That's a weird thing to say as someone who is in the United States. But yeah, other than that, let's go around real quick and say hello and see what everyone's got going on in their corner of the world. We'll start with Sin. Hello.
Hello, salutations. I am just super excited to be back home after being at back-to-back cons. It's just nice and cozy and comfy here.
All right. Has returned home. Joey.
Danny.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going? What's going on with you?
It's going pretty good. How are you? Oh wait, it's my turn. I'm doing good. I just been not up to much lately. Streaming a little tiny bit. My work pen pal told me to watch Game of Thrones, so I've been delving hours and hours into watching Game of Thrones for the first time through, and that's
Are you having fun?
it's so much fun. I would be watching it right now most likely if my head wasn't absolutely pounding and I wasn't here, of course. But yeah, it's a super fun thing to watch first time through. I'm really enjoying it. I just finished season 1, so I'm still in the beginning.
Oh, you finished season 1, so you know just how fun it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. You know, sometimes we do watch things or read things or do things that aren't really fun, but are providing us some other form of benefit or reward. And sometimes I wonder what the hell that is and why the hell I'm doing it. So, in any case, moving onward to the screen right, Joey's left, but on the right side of him on the screen is Elizabeth. Hi, look at your hair.
I know it's not blonde anymore. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I changed my hair again. Yay. But yeah, other than that, I've just been here a lot. Always streaming. Right here, most of the time, most of the week.
Life is about pretending to be other people.
It is.
That's what I always say. Yes. But I like that your hair is like 17 different colors.
Thank you. I do too.
Think it looks really cool. Like
Thank you very much.
Like cyan and the blue and the purple, and then everywhere like it like comes together, like blends. Like that's like 7 different colors.
Yeah. She did a really neat job. There's like 4 different colors in, and she's super irritated with me because I wouldn't give her any input, and I just made her do whatever she wanted to do. And she was getting really stressed out, but it turned out really well. So
yeah, you know, nice. That's a thing. Like I always was like, well, you know, artists, they have a vision, but it turns out that a lot of times they're just like, no, I want you to tell me what you want because I do have a vision, but if you don't like it, we're all going to be sad. So.
And that was her point, and I understand that, but I'm a very laid back person, and it's just hair. The color will grow out, the hair will grow. It's not a big deal. If I don't like it, I can change it. I don't really care.
Yeah. Speaking of hair, John.
Hi, I'm an Aries. I have no trouble as taking charge as an artist. So, you know, anybody that wants their hair colored, I don't have the expertise, but I'll fake it till I make it. Don't come to me for your hair coloring, folks. I'm gay, but I'm not that kind of gay. So I'm really excited about the next couple of weeks here at Rem Alternus. I actually had to make a list of all the cool things going on. My birthday is coming up this week, but my birthday celebration started last week because my podcast, Everything is Gay, Even the Straight Stuff, did one of my favorite episodes of Buffy, Once More with Feeling, the musical episode. So I was very excited to be able to talk about that and to talk about kind of start to give a little glimmer into the importance of Buffy um, because the show's been off the air for a while now, but it was really important to a lot of people for some time. And to put a thumbtack in that, because I'll have more on that. Tomorrow is the return of Paranormal Albany season 5. Is starting tomorrow for Paranormal Albany. So if you like paranormal stuff, or you like Albany, or you like both, or you like neither, or you just like Teslin making Roadkill and Ava's life very weird, join on Monday here at RAM. Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, is a bittersweet and lovely day because this upcoming Tuesday is the last Shadowrun Chicago missions that's going to be Chicago missions on the 11th going to be Chicago mission. The 11th is when it moves to the Shadowcasters Network YouTube. So if you've been a fan of the Chicago missions, make sure to tune in on Tuesday. I can't recall what the episode is, but it's like a really cool thing. And then you can catch up on all your favorite episodes on the Shadowcasters Network YouTube channel because it's not going anywhere. Just moving a little bit. That's okay. A little bit of change is good for the soul. Wednesday, we're back in Centurion Ridge with Power Rangers Centurion, including Isabeth's, who I'm pointing to, but I'm probably not pointing to the correct spot. Isabeth's playing Jules, who will hopefully have an eventful week this week as a Power Ranger. Thursday, we've got Gen Con TV, which I'm not sure what's happening for Gen Con, but it's very exciting. Yeah, it's going to be great. And then Friday, we have Mobius. I always get this wrong. Mobius World Publishing, right? Did I get that right? Yes. Well, the Worlds is one of our new favorite every other Friday night traditions. Once again, featuring Isabeth as Freya. I believe that's you, right, Isabeth? Yes.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. And then moving up to next week in the calendar. I don't know if I should spoil this or not. Should I wait a week? Rem, do you think should I spoil this? Because I don't know if we should build anticipation or not.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
The other thing.
The thing I don't like the Discord messages for?
Well, both of those things, yes. There's two things happening. I'm gonna spoil them because it's fine, yes. So next, so the 14th, which is Gen Con TV doing one shot show, I am running a Buffy the Vampire Slayer one shot, which I'm very excited for. There are a couple of seats left at the table, so if you would like to do some like season 1 Buffy realness, no one's claimed the Slayer yet, so you could be the new Slayer in town. So yeah, come into our Discord and hit me up. I am Panabon on the Discord. You can get in touch with me, and I'll get you all set up. And then on Friday, I'm doing a Friday night Rem chat with Rem, and we're going to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is going to be very exciting because I always love getting perspective of people that really love the show and have a history with it. That's coming up. The other big thing coming up at the end of April, and I have talked a lot, I apologize, is the Streamathon. A lot of the shows have been filling up really quickly, which I'm very thrilled about. I have one investigator chair left for my ghost hunting stream. So if you've ever wanted to be on one of those ghost hunting shows, now is your chance to live your realness. You don't have to have any experience at a tabletop game, just a desire to have fun and get into the spirit. And I am a GM for that. And hopefully people have enjoyed me GMing the past because I enjoy GMing. Yeah. And I am also going to be having a fundraiser for to help me fund my MFA program because they're very expensive. I'm going to be having a couple of them. April's fundraiser that's going to be coming out. I'm going to be doing a Baked Good fundraiser where for $1 amount per raffle ticket, you'll be able to win a Baked Good from me. And I'm going to be setting that up to let people know about that in the Discord this upcoming week. So if you're not part of the Discord and you want a free if you want a Baked Good right to your door that you can win, join us in the Discord. And if I can make it, I will send it to you. So like probably a cake or baklava or something that packs flat. Cupcakes don't ship very well historically, but we can work that out when you win. Come to the Discord, join us. We're having a party. The Streamathon's coming up in April. Sooner than you want to believe, but far enough away that you still have time to enter if you haven't started yet. Join us.
plate cakes.
Plate cakes, yeah.
Plate cakes.
Plate cakes.
I'm seeing now on Twitch that everyone's position is all scattered around and mixed up. So we're gonna go ahead and just shoot right over to Alex. Alex has.
Hi, I am a Dragonborn today, as you can see.
I love it.
So Sarah, when she was here with us, she of course had to leave us to go do the, real reason why she was in Chicago, to go to the cons. And she came back and she said, I have a surprise for you. And she gave me this beauty, and it is the exact color purple of Perunyia, and I love it. I don't know if I'll be able to wear it all night because I can't see y'all very well, but I needed to show everybody this.
We were
That's
very
great.
excited how the cheekbones actually match Alex's cheekbones.
Yeah, I know.
Excellent. Perfect. Well, and looks like Thomas is here. Thomas, what's going on with you?
No, not too much. Still working with the cans. Very happy to have my wife back from her trip abroad to the US. Just to weird you out a little bit again. And
weird.
yeah, glad to be here tonight. So that's pretty much it.
I keep being reminded that Canada's a real place that exists.
It's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Put
it's
gravy on their fries.
Where do you think that maple syrup come from? All from there.
Oh, Vermont tends to take all the credit.
I was gonna
They
say
take the credit for the one that.
export.
Until climate change
Vermont has
destroys that,
something.
it's happening.
I mean Massachusetts too. And with that, let us move over to Rem. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been an adventure. I was away from home for almost a month, visiting family and friends and going to GaryCon, which was a ton of fun. I made a brief stop at Adepticon in Chicago, and I was there for the launch of the BattleTech Kickstarter that I'm doing all the updates and comments for at this point. So that's me. That's my voice. They have 4.5. I think we're about to cross 5 million. I think we're almost at 4.9 million. So that's pretty cool. I told them I was honored to ride in on their coattails for that one and take credit. GaryCon was a lot of fun. What else is happening? Gen Con TV is going to be changing up. We have been streaming for just about a year. And so we just finished the series finale this past Thursday. We're going to do a one-shot with Bob and a couple of the cast members this coming Thursday. That is a chef competition, Shadowrun craziness. It'll be a lot of fun with Bob as a good send-off. And then we're going to finish the month of April with some one-shots, including John's Buffy game. We're planning Wild Sea, which is by a bunch of cool people that did like you sail through the trees and Earth is all overgrown. It's pretty cool. And
you can play a large spider. I played a large spider when I did Wild Sea.
Yeah. I was a cactus person. It was great. What else is, and then we'll probably have one or two more before we have a new cast for Gen Con TV. Amber is the only one that's returning, but Chris, who's in chat, will be on. Oh gosh, can I do this from memory? We have Tyler, who I'm very excited about. Those that don't know Tyler is Bree, who is our marketing manager or marketing director. Her brother plays in my D&D game and really wanted to be involved. So Tyler's taking over tech and producing and is going to be playing in Shadowrun. And this is his first time playing. I'm very excited for that. And then his friend Rachel is going to play. And then we've got Christian Stokes, who is an actor out of Chicago that I got to meet at GaryCon. Chris, and there is one more that is one of our community members. And I need to look up who the last one is. I just got the notification for it. So I don't want to. You're gonna have to bear with me because I don't want to feel bad for not naming someone. Oh, Amber's the other one. Okay, I did it right. Okay. So that's what we're looking at for right now for the cast. And then our GM is, oh, and I just erased all our cameras. We're back. And then I'm doing great. And then our GM is going to be Max. So Max is my content director for REM, managing all of the Twitch channels, YouTube channels, editing, podcasting, all of that stuff. And he's a great storyteller. I'm excited to see what he can do. So that's Gen Con TV. And then I will be busy still coming up over the next few months. I will be traveling once a month to the US. I'll be in Reno at the end of April for the Gamma Expo. Hi, Reverend. Thank you. Thanks for the raid. Appreciate you. So I'll be in Reno for the Gamma Expo, which is a distributor event. And then in May, I will be in Madison, Wisconsin for ACD. In June is Origins, and I'll be there with the REM family. It's our fun con where we play and just hang out and stuff. We'll have a small booth in the Artist Alley to do Coddlesworth stuff and a few other things, but mostly we're going to be there to have fun and network and do all the things that make Origins special. So that's my next few months of traveling. Hey, Eric! Oh, thanks for joining us. Eric, I got to play with too at GaryCon, along with Christian, who is joining us for Gen Con TV. So, Eric, I see you. We're going to get you on a stream over here too. So yeah, all of that is great. All of that is coming up. Streamathon, like John said, is we still have some seats open. And that is the weekend of February 28th, 29th, and 30th. Or no, 29th and 30th.
April 29th and 30th.
Yeah. So it starts Saturday morning. It ends Sunday nights. And we're playing all kinds of things. There's going to be... What games are happening? Just so... Because I can't remember them all.
We got Veta City Guard with Teslin, Tales of Zadia Lost Oasis with Jen Polly. From Perno, Albany. She's doing a really cool thing.
Jen is on Shadowrun.
Shadowrun? Sorry. I always get that mixed up. So Jen Polly is really cool. I apologize, Jen. But Jen is doing a thing on social media where she's building the campaign with the people playing or getting ideas from, like, crowdfunding ideas. It's really cool. I've never seen it before. It's a super cool, like, thing that I'm witnessing live that I really love. And then we have, I'm doing what's called Destination Investigations, which is a Ghost Hunter type stream, which I have one seat left in. Then Isabits is doing an overnight stream with Blades in the Dark, which is Isabits niche, which is kind of really fun. I'm playing in that, which is my first time playing Blades in the Dark. I think a couple other familiar faces from the stream are also playing in Blades in the Dark.
Danny? I'm pretty sure Danny is in my game. Ava is going to be playing, and then another friend of mine is going to be playing.
And then in the overnight hours, we do have Ava doing a cyberpunk game. She's not sure which cyberpunk she's doing exactly yet. But if you like cyberpunk, there's some room in the overnight hours for mischief and criminality, which is everyone's favorite thing. Bex and Derica are doing Cthulhu Confidential. It's like a 2-player game. And that's going to be Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m., which is going to be all of these times are scheduled Eastern Standard. Mr. Vimes is doing a Strange Old Worlds Star Trek game Sunday morning. Janity is doing everybody's favorite Raccoon Sky Pirates, in which the giveaway gift that you can win for Raccoon Sky Pirates is a handmade raccoon plushie from Janity herself, which is super cool. And then Jester is going to be running something called River of Nightmares, which is a Through the Breach Malefax RPG. And then we end the streamathon, as we have every streamathon I've been in, right back here at Like Clockwork.
Awesome. That's a ton of content, a ton of chances to watch and interact. It's our fundraising campaign to promote REM and do more cool stuff with you guys. But it's also a chance to come play with us. And if you've ever thought about streaming and dipping your feet in, like, this is a great chance to do it. See if you've got the bug for it. So come join us. Thanks, Billy, for posting our Discord server. That's where all the casting magic happens. So come check it out.
And win prizes.
Yes, and I'll need to talk to you guys about running tech because that's the end of my trip to Reno. So I might not be able to help as much as I could, but we'll see. Yeah, so I think that's all of my exciting news. One more. So I'm managing the social media accounts for Catalyst now, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. set Eastern. Everything is in Sarah Standard Time. 10 a.m. Eastern is going to launch a super special treat for everyone that we've been working on. This has been a secret to this point, but hey, in my role, I can decide when I leak stuff. So you heard it here first on Realm Alternus. Elizabeth and Winston and a couple of other kind of peripheral community members worked on a battle tech video that is a Crescent Hawks training video for new recruits, teaching them about the types of mechs and mercenary units they might run into in the field. And it's about the Kellhounds. And Elizabeth did the first round of editing. Winston put the Winston spin on it. It's beautiful. The script was written by Asterix Chaos or Chris Love, who is a amazing BattleTech know-it-all. And it's going to be a 12-minute training video. It's got comedic effect in it. It's like it was very well written, and I'm very excited for everyone to see it. So when that releases on socials, give that a watch and give it a like so that we can totally make more of them. So, so I'm really excited to show off what the team has done. I say it all the time. I say it at the cons too. I think I said it to Eric in chat. Like, you guys are the ones that make me look good. I just promote you all and give you the opportunity and space to create and do cool things. And you guys make me look really good. So thank you guys for that. I love you all, and I love supporting the work you do and getting you out there. So, but we've been talking a lot, so I'm going to stop there.
All right. And so with that, we are going to move into the game because it is about that time.
Fine.
Oop, hold on. I just took us back live. I'm a bad person. Oh my God.
I was picking my nose. Yeah. Okay. We are back.
I'm
all right,
so bad at this today, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And let's when we last left off, there was an event in which everybody was at the gardens in Castanede, and they were there to watch Perunyia fight with Flint, played by Thomas, and then afterwards they were going to watch the next fight by one Russell Duchesne, sponsored by Edelund, who was also Perunyia's sponsor. Very angry that Perunyia was there. Oh man, why did her first name drop out of it? Miss Tarhall, Vivian Tarhall, the favored to win of the tournament, we'll say. And just after that fight, and after meeting with the CEO of the Danong company, Heavenly Sequence Engines, which was a little bit spooky for the party, I guess. They were.
I
were
thought
not
we were going to
expecting it.
die. I was pretty sure we weren't going to be let out of that room alive. I was pretty sure.
And in the end, it just turned out that the CEO just wanted to apologize for some misunderstandings.
And give us a likely cursed crowd. It's fine. I would do the same thing.
It's just fine. It's fine. But then someone tried to assassinate him. And it appears to have been after running him down with immediacy, with so much immediacy that that there was nothing for me, the dungeon master, to do that wouldn't have just been obvious power hungry railroading fiat. They grabbed the guy. They grabbed him, and it turns out he was the foreman from their journey in Ariad, who apparently, after whatever happened, that their friend and assistant to.
I was on the train the whole time. It wasn't me. I was on the train the whole time. It wasn't
whatever Callus did enraged him enough to come up and try to do a murder on the CEO. But they got him. Unfortunately, afterwards, they couldn't find Lex, the Dragonborn Lex. So they all kind of went back. Perunyia hoping that Lex would show up sometime before it got too late. It was Panabon and Rojelio, was it, that went to?
Yes, we had a mother-son outing.
Yeah, that went to see what might have happened to Lady Uskun, who apparently must have returned home after their discussions. And everybody went back to the hotel and went to bed. Perunyia a little bit concerned about Lex's whereabouts. And so we pick up late in the evening. Lex is on the city streets, finding themselves in the general vicinity of the hotel.
While I'm on this walk and walking back towards the hotel, are there any symbols that are similar to the symbols I saw when I was using the bathroom?
I will have you make a perception check, just so that you may have an idea of the surety of your of what you learn. That was weird. It like stopped on the 20.
Ignore that as a 19.
It stopped on the 20, then it stopped on the 16, and then it went to the 6.
No, it's 19. Just we'll pretend.
In the darkness, there are a few moments when you think you might see something that's like that, but when you kind of inspect closer, it's not. Those symbols don't appear to be anywhere throughout the city itself. Probably because they don't want you to use the bathroom in the streets.
You know what? That is so valid. I will probably start heading back then.
Okay.
And I head towards where I think Perunyia would be. And I hesitantly knock on her door.
We decided.
Share a room?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
So
That
it's
was
our
Doesn't
door.
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since you knocked, I answer. Come in. I get out of bed just in case it's also a bad guy that I just invited into our room.
Come in, murder.
Assassination. Easy.
Assassins have to be invited past your threshold, don't you know?
It's alright. I'm just like standing this
Yeah,
way next to
we're
the
li-
door. Come in, but I'm gonna let you in first.
We're vampires. Assassins and vampires, same thing.
Same thing.
Lex is gonna step in hesitantly, seeing a weird dark figure posed very oddly.
Lex, where have you been? I mean, are you okay? Both are valid questions.
Yes, I had to use the bathroom, and then you guys were gone.
Okay. How long were you in there for? Because you missed a lot.
Yeah, it sounded like someone got stabbed, attacked. I don't really know. The door was really big. It blocked a lot of my vision.
Okay, sure. Sure. But we went up and we looked for you, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we checked the bathrooms, and I mean, I guess we must have missed you. I mean, after the bathroom, where did you go?
I figured you guys would be okay, so I kind of just walked around the city. I had a lot of bathroom thoughts and then had to clear my head.
Okay. Weird, but your species is that, and I don't know what your bathroom situation is like. So, okay. Is this true of
like,
all Fae
maybe
beings like you, or is this, IBS common in your kind?
it's just, sometimes I like to give time for the bathroom and then time for bathroom thoughts.
Sure.
We haven't had a lot of personal time since we've all met.
Oh, were we being too much? Oh, is that what it is? I'm sorry. I know I'm not a really good roommate. I'm a little loud.
No, it's not you. Actually, I think out of everyone, you are my preferred roommate.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah, I don't ask a lot of
Listen,
prying
you're not
questions.
here.
So,
Yeah, speaking of, could I go through my bathroom thoughts with you, maybe?
sure.
So, I was just thinking, you know how sometimes there are really good people in life and they help you live your life in a way that's very safe, and you could almost say you owe your life to them and you care about them?
Yeah.
And then you also know how everyone has a home. I
Most
guess
people
unless you're
I know.
homeless, but everyone has a
Yeah.
home.
Most people are from somewhere. Yeah.
If you had to make a choice between finding home and helping people that helped you, how do you make that choice?
Okay. Could you find your home later?
I don't know.
Hmm.
And then also, what do you do if people that were in your home that you thought were always part of your home weren't always part of your home?
Okay, so with the second part, I think you should investigate because that is interesting. And if I had somebody that was part of my home and then was not part of my home or came back to my home, I'd want to know more. So that's fair. But your home is the Shadow Fae, right? And not that this is about you. I'm sure this is about a friend. But if your friend was looking for the Shadow Fae, my friend came through a portal in the Shadow Fae to Earth. And we believe she found a portal way back to this Shadow Fae, and she left us a message, and she kind of let us know that she was like, okay, so I think there'll be plenty of opportunity to get back to the Shadow Fae, not just one opportunity, from what I've seen, which is, I know, one being that's made 2 trips.
So, like, not that we're talking about the Shadow Fae, but,
For
like,
you.
what if there was another way? Yeah, no. What if there was... What if I, like, knew how to help my friend get home? Like, I knew there was a way. But it also meant that helping my friend meant giving up a cause that I was helping.
Look, home is super important, but I don't know your age of your species or how long you live. Home is gonna be there. I
I'm
think that you...
ageless.
Okay, in which case you've got even more time. And that's going to be there. And you're going to have a lot more opportunities. And I think that you should settle your business. Your friend, should settle their business in this realm before going to another one.
Okay, and then let's say my friend has this friend who has a sister.
Okay.
Do you think his sister would know if her brother would get mad at my friend if my friend gave up this cause?
Yeah. So putting myself in this place of whom I know nothing of, I would say that her brother would not be mad if that's the route that they chose. Because family comes first, and that's why that brother is involved in his cause in the first place. I now understand why you're in the bathroom so long.
Thank you. You know, I feel like bathroom thoughts are like deep thoughts.
Yeah. Mine are usually when I'm running.
Also,
I get them. Yeah.
oh, I don't run.
You ran with me decently well. I was okay.
That was really hard. It was very hard.
It's not for everybody, yeah.
Also, because you don't know this friend,
Right.
could we maybe not tell the group yet? Because it's not our story to tell, maybe?
That's right. This is your friend's story, and I will respect your friend's story as theirs. Mm-hmm. Also, I don't know this person, so, you know.
I appreciate you, Perunyia. Also, I'm really sorry. I'm realizing this is very late at night and a lot to dump on you.
No, I really can't sleep
Pun not
thinking
intended.
about the match tomorrow, so, you know. It's all good.
If you want, we can train together again tomorrow.
Whew, it's got to be a light day because we've got just a 1-day break before the big match, so I gotta take it probably pretty light. But yes, and I think there's some trips that the group wanted to make to the university and stuff. That's okay. Let's hit the sack and we'll be ready for it tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks again for helping me work through the bathroom thoughts.
Yeah. Maybe you should call them just thoughts when you're discussing them with other people.
Do people not have bathroom thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know that they often talk to him about like in that way though.
Well, why else would you spend that long in the bathroom?
Again, we're different. Physiology is different. I don't spend that long in the bathroom. Never have, but you know, spend a long time in the shower.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you work out a lot.
Yeah. Eat a lot of fiber. I can't.
All I see is Danny laughing in the corner.
I'm sorry. I apologize. You So as you talk, and the night, it's getting kind of near midnight, and so you wind down, and unless there's anything else you're wanting to do, you eventually find your way to sleep. Is anyone else doing anything in the middle of the night?
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
I feel like you were looking at me when you said that, but I can't
I
recall
was
anything
not looking at you. If you do not have to make up something to do in the middle of the night, if you were not already doing so.
I'm doing more
No.
research, but until I pass out.
Yes.
I would also like to state, out of character, we did leave Zivid in that bathroom for like a long time when we had Zivid hiding in the bathroom. So people hide in bathrooms. That's a valid thing to do.
And he probably had a lot of thoughts given
Yeah,
the circumstances of how that worked out.
I hope he's doing well.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, so Eric in chat followed us, which means he gets to give an inspiration to any player. And he has chosen Sin because of that scene. So,
all right.
I thought it said you. It says Rem.
That's what I got.
Oh, I think.
And then afterwards, that was legendary to Sin.
I thought it was Rem, as in getting my attention. I just work here. I don't know.
Well, they can certainly clarify because they can hear us going, all right. So with that, the next morning arrives super early, like mornings always fucking do. And everybody stirs and awakens and does all of their morning things, which for some people include calisthenics. For some people include hitting the snooze button. For some people include wiping their saliva off of their papers and then putting away their all of their scribing utensils. But yeah, the morning comes. What and as far as I know, some folks had planned on going to some more folks than normal had some plans to head to the university. So who is doing what?
University, please.
University gang.
Wasn't Panabon gonna go visit that bakery to talk to the guy that pulled us in when we first got here?
I mean,
Are you
trying
going
to
to
pull
look-
me in is very difficult because I talk in circles, but yes. They tried to fraternize me, and I gave them confusion in return, which is a trademark of mine. Yes, I'm going to the Cat Cafe / bakery. Is my plan.
If it is okay with Panabon, Drew would like to go with you.
Sure.
And I think Perunyia was coming to the university to test the sword.
That the SunStar was really creepy about suggesting, but like, fine.
Well, and I have a tiara to check too.
It's a really pretty tiara. And Lex, are you going to go with Perunyia or do your own thing?
Could I try and go back and see the SunStar?
You can. That is something you could do.
I would like to do that, please.
Okay. As everybody is moving about and slowly making their way down into the cafeteria, missing from this morning's routine is Phoebe. Normally, as everybody is doing whatever, Phoebe would show up to grab a hold of Perunyia and drag her off to whatever fighting pit was the fighting pit for the day. But as previously discussed, Phoebe won't be around until later, just to make sure that Perunyia knows what's up and where everything's going to be for tomorrow. So as everyone gathers together, what I'm going to give you all an opportunity to discuss your plans for the day in character so that everybody knows where everyone else is going or doing.
All right. So firstly, we're going to go do the testing of the sword and the tiara and see the history of those so we can make sure A, they're safe, and B, what they do. Then Rojelio, will you help me? Are you done with conjuring yet? Can we move you to a different section?
Absolutely. I am ready to move on.
Excellent. We'll have you take on divination, perhaps, and then I'll go. I think I'll be in a new section as well today. Perhaps maybe I should make a visit to the SunStar to see about maybe some. This is so awkward, but funding for the research, because Perunyia, I'm waiting for you to win, but I want this. If I can get the spells now instead of waiting until you've won, that would be.
I mean, that's like 24 hours from now, but like, yeah. I mean, just in case.
I mean, a day's loss.
Shaelune, I was planning to go back because I kind of missed the tour you all got. If you wanted me to go do it.
Oh, to talk to the SunStar.
I mean, I was gonna be in the area, so I could look for him.
Why don't you take Minya with you? And I'll kind of like gesture with my shoulder and have Minya jump, and that way if you need me, or I can ask my questions through Minya.
Minya talks?
To me. Oh,
okay.
That's right. I need to also talk to Minya about the wish thing, but later. We'll do that later. So if Lex is going to talk to the SunStar or find the SunStar, then oh, also, did I tell you all we have an what did he call it? It's like an airship but on the ground. Auto mobile ground ship. A ground ship.
Yeah, ground ship. Yeah, if it's not in the air, it's on the ground. It's a ground ship.
We have our own ground ship.
How did we get that?
No more camel?
Mugatsa gave it to us. There are a lot of us. I haven't seen it yet, and if it'll fit us all, but
I can ride on top. I'm small.
Yeah, we'll.
Wait,
we should check that out. Maybe what we can do, Rojelio and Perunyia, is after we do everything at the university, we can go get the ground ship and take it back to the hotel. That we'll have to find space for it somewhere.
Maybe you know how to ride one. Is it like you have to learn how to do it like a camel?
I mean,
because I wasn't good at that. The camel.
You were fine after a while.
Perhaps
okay.
Perhaps Callus could teach us.
Well, if it's a machine, Rojelio might be good at it.
That's an excellent point. Scratch divination. I want you to research how to.
Done. I'll go talk to Nagatsu.
Focus your attention on learning how to pilot a ground ship.
I will master the machine by tomorrow. Or actually, it'll take a few days.
Excellent. All right. Any other plans needed?
I think Panabon and I were going to go try to find the gentleman that spoke to us when we first got here. Maybe we can get some more information about Miss Uskun or why those people were trying to hurt the SunStar.
There's still so much to do. But I think that's a great point. I know we talked to Lady Uskun's guards, and they confirmed that she left and was going to be awaiting us at her domicile before we make our looks around infiltration of you know the thing we're supposed to do. All right, so
Our road trip.
Our road trip, correct, with our ground ship.
Would it be a ground trip? I guess it would be because there are roads. It's interesting.
A road trip.
That's catchy. I like it.
Oh, here's something we could do. I know we don't know when we're going on our road trip, but we should probably make a list of the supplies we'll need. So once we know what the ground ship looks like, we'll know what we need to have for supplies. Because I don't know how far away we're going, but, I feel like snacks are always nice to have.
That's a good point, Panabon, because one of the things that I lean very forward and say, one of the things that I picked up the spell for is how to make things seem more valuable than they are, so that perhaps some of our trinkets that we've picked up along the way that aren't important to us, perhaps you could get top dollar for them to help fund our journey and spells.
I mean, I was just gonna make things happen, but yeah, I can go the legit route. I don't mind. Yeah, sure.
Well, that at least will allow us to sell, and then if we want to buy, you know what? I'm gonna leave the buying part to you.
So you're saying we're not gonna be taking the train anymore? Is that right? We're all just gonna be together?
Well, I think we need to find what the ground ship looks like and see if we're all gonna fit.
Okay. I've just never had so many traveling companions before, and it's just weird to just be with so many people all the time, and the train let us spread out. But the ground ship's going to be great too, I think. I think it'll be fun.
Perhaps we can get places faster, or camp out, or something.
Yeah.
Be a little less easy to find, since we're not getting tickets to trains and airships.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
So some perhaps camping supplies, Panabon. We've said a lot of things. Has anyone taken notes on everything we need to do?
Drew takes out her journal and starts writing, making a list of things that we need. All right, so we need camping supplies and traveling snacks.
I mean, first, we need to figure out how big this ground ship is, because that will dictate how much we actually are able. Because, if it's just, enough for us, I don't want to have to put, tents on top of the... I don't even know if the ground ship has a top. I assume it does, but who knows, really.
So once Rojelio figures out how to do the ground ship, then Rojelio will know how big the ground ship is and whether it's going to fit all of us and supplies, or just all of us, or not all of us. And we'll figure out what we need to do from there.
All right. So number one, find out how big it is. Okay. Right.
I'll come back with measurements.
Thanks, Rojelio.
Anytime.
Anything else?
All right.
I'm gonna go get funding.
Yeah.
But if Minya can't talk, do you maybe just want to write questions for me?
Well, Minya can do this, and I'm gonna close my eyes real hard and cast a message through Minya, and it's a little echoey, but my voice is still there.
I will note that the distance between university and the local headquarters of Heavenly Sequence is more than 100 feet.
Well, poop. All right, well, Minya can come find me if she needs me. Minya can come find me if she needs me, so if you get into trouble or anything, you're not there alone, but you will be, just see if he'd be up to funding our research project.
Okay.
And maybe if you're up to it, don't push it if it seems suspicious, but I'd be interested on what he thinks of our tourists.
Okay. What he thinks are just
Like, don't say
Do
what
you
our
think-
plans are, but just be like, yeah, so as we're traveling, you know, we've met Nugata. What do you think of him? Oh yeah, and our tourists. What do you think of this guy? And also, anything else you can think of.
Wouldn't it be a real kick if Arcturus had like an alias, and so like he wouldn't even know who that is?
do you think it would bode better if I was not me?
Ooh, can you turn into Zipid?
Who?
I mean, they could, but what are you suggesting? Going as me?
Yes.
I-
Because was he the one that he offered? I was in the bathroom. Did he offer you the research money?
Well, he said if there's other ways we could help, he could help. We could ask. So I don't know what he and his people are capable of. I know they dabble in magical research and technological research, so I don't know if lying to him is the best way to, or trying to trick him into thinking you're me. Especially if he asks you something like, I gave about the schematics I gave him. I don't know that you would be able to answer.
You know what? You're right. I am not smart enough to impersonate you. Good point. Okay.
At first, I was like, "That's not what I meant," and then I was like, "That is kind of what she said." So, I'll let that go. Well, in worst case, if he's not open to negotiating with you, at least gauge his interest, and maybe we can meet up later.
Okay.
All right, everyone ready with their assignments? Break.
And with that, we will break for 10 minutes.
Whoa.
And when we get back, we will start going around the horn and looking at everybody's projects.
Look how I did that. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Until we get through, yes. Well done.
All right, we'll see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Yes. QQQ, we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Before the break, everyone decided where they're going to go. The prior night, Lex came back and had some really serious questions for Perunyia regarding a friend of Lex's that was just really going through some shit. Anyway,
really,
yes,
Danny?
What?
Really, Danny?
What?
We just get demonetized.
No, another poop joke about Lex's bathroom time.
We're just going right down the drain.
You know, if that's how your mind works, if you have a mind for like puns and the like, Rem, that's you. I mean,
yes,
you know?
We all know that is exactly how my mind works and
just
loves.
need to eliminate those thoughts.
They're
Stop
just
thinking in
free your
puns.
mind, and the rest will follow.
All right. And so everybody makes off for their various locations. And we will pick up first with those who are headed for the university. And this morning, headed to the university is Shaelune, per usual. However, this time her companion is less usual, as it is the less than scholarly Perunyia. And as you enter into the Academy Arcane and make your way up to the machine. You see standard students preparing for some of the first classes, and not many other people moving around through the halls. And as you enter into the room, two of the, I'm just going to say grad students, right? They're grad students, really. Two of the grad students there, they look up and they say, "Oh, hi. Welcome. I presume you want to use the machine for something?"
Two somethings, actually.
Okay. They confer with each other for a moment, and then one of them looks like they want to say no. The other one looks like they were thinking no, but then are changing their mind, and then they convince the other one to go ahead and give you the two. As one of them looks up and says, "Well, you didn't use it yesterday. We said what's, but you didn't use it yesterday, and we don't really have anybody scheduled today, so I think it'll be fine. Just between the four of us.
Look at this. We're gonna do this magic item," and I pull out the tiara, and then I go, "And this magic item."
Pull out my sword.
That's.
And wouldn't it be exciting to find out what they're both all about?
Yes, and like I said, just if we just keep it kind of between the four of us, I don't think anyone's gonna know or be mad. We'll just say we did one yesterday, and it'll work out. It'll all work itself out. Because I kind of want to see what's up with that sword. I kind of want to see what's up with the tiara. And in case anyone thinks that the boy wants to know what's up with the sword and the girl wants to know what's up with the tiara, it's wrong. It's flipped. So.
Danny, saving misogyny 1 minute at a time, right here on Clockwork.
Yes. Saving us from. Down with the patriarchy. Okay, so what's going first?
I would defer to Miss Shaelune. So if we want to do tiara first, that's totally okay with me.
I really want to see what's going on with the sword, because I looked at that thing and it was useless and it's ugly. So let's see what magic is really good.
That's a different sword.
Not that sword. Yes, we know the cold iron whatever sword is not very good looking. This one, I take out my flaming blade that I got off of the evil dragon and then just kept it because he did and don't need it anymore.
You can tell how much attention I pay to weapons. But yes, this one glows a lot, which is way cooler. Yeah. So let's see what it does and where it comes from.
To be fair to you, Rem, Alex has not used that sword very often.
Okay, because when I'm fighting magical things, I have to use the anti-magic one. This is also it's a thing. There's a reason.
And so, with that, you place the blade on the device, and the two students, grad students, they stand on either side. They begin spinning it up. They've loaded it with a small amount of the Nozores magical stone to power it. And as it gets going, sort of, and you knew this already because of the identify spell that was cast on it, that the name of the blade is Paule Flopse, which translates to Blaze Fury. And as you watch, the image appears, and it is it starts in darkness, and then there's fire, and you realize that this is you're getting this sense of the blade being forged, and it is forged, and as it is being forged, the fire itself is you can see as like the view sort of pans back. The forge is not burning any fuel per se. which seems odd. And then suddenly there is light. This bright light comes from the side, and as you kind of pan even further back, you realize that there is a Shaelune does not know this word. And Perunyia knows this word from legend, as the massive head of a red dragon breathes fire into this flume that then sparks the forge, and it is dragon fire that they are using to forge this blade.
Wow.
I did say it was a hereditary weapon.
And so the blade then is in some sort of ceremony. The blade is granted to a red dragonborn warrior who carries it forth. And then there is this sense of a passage of time and of the sword being handed down from a red dragonborn to their heir, and on and on. It is there are campaigns, and the lands that it is carried through, nothing about it is recognizable to anything that is to any place. You can't, like, there's no like mountain range in the distance that you can match to one that you know of. And eventually this blade is carried by a red dragonborn warrior to a massive battle. This battle is on a field that is spread with thousands and thousands of dragonborn warriors, mostly metallic dragonborn warriors on one side, and the chromatic dragonborn on the side of this warrior carrying, and you get a sense of their name is Umskaya Korue. And as these armies clash, there is magic being thrown as mages are empowering the warriors on the battlefield, and also firing magic at each other. The priests of the dragonborn gods, Maelfrun and Skultior, are calling upon their respective deities to just lay waste to this battlefield. Hours and hours this battle rages on. And then there is a schism in the very sky itself, as everything around sort of cracks. And you realize that what you are seeing is you are seeing that moment when that this is the battle, and this is the moment that the Dragonborn were brought from the planet, whatever place, whatever world, whatever realm they're from, to Kealifus, to the mountains in Palakun. And suddenly, there is no magic. The mages are simply dragonborn in robes with no power. The priests have lost their connection to their deities. The flames on Palaflopse die. And in short order, the battle is done, and the metallic dragonborn have won. And this fits the history. This fits the history of Palakun. However, the time over the next 100 years is muddled about how things went with the integration of the chromatic and dragonborn, and you can see that the metallic dragonborn take the chromatic dragonborn as prisoners, and Palaflopse is collected. It is seized from the warrior, and the name written down as if to say, maybe one day you'll get this back. And all of these weapons are eventually entombed within Flonopafel, under the main cathedral to Maelfrun. locked away. Time passes, and after some amount of time that you can't get a full understanding of, the light enters into this chamber, and walking in is a face you know quite well, as the priest Pierre de Flomgesu steps in. He's much younger, thinner, has a slender build as opposed to his more robust build that he has now as an elder priest. And he walks in, and behind him are several others, and they begin to gather up these weapons and remove them. They are taken to another location that also has the feel of a cathedral, but this is different. This cathedral, as it were, does not have any of the trappings of Maelfront. And you see in the centerpiece of this room is a pedestal, and upon this pedestal is what appears to you to be a very large, sort of scaled egg. And next to it are spaces with indentations in the ground where another such egg may have been cradled, but there are no eggs there. This place isn't closed off to the light. It is simply closed and guarded. And in time, these weapons are, you see that the weapons are parsed out, and that is when you see that Blaze Fury is assigned to Miskro Giense, the Inquisitor that you took the weapon from. And you see that this is after the weapons, the magic has returned, and so Miskro is able to call upon the magic, and you see him meeting now with Pierre de Flomgesu, who is now older, much older. He is the Pierre de Flomgesu that you know, that you have seen. And they are sitting in a room. There are and they're discussing various things, and the door opens. And as the door opens there, Perunyia, as the door opens there, Perunyia, you see Natashka step in.
Oh.
And she is holding a piece of paper, and she looks like she's asking about it. Flomgesu stands up in a rush and dashes and sort of grabs the paper out of her hand and shoves her back into the hallway, shutting the door behind her, and turns. You can see that he's flustered. Miskro laughs as Pierre sits down and sets this paper onto the table next to him. This paper is familiar as well. It is, it's just filled with lines of names. And as you see this, you realize that this is something that you actually have this in your possession right now. So you know what it says, that it is a list of names and weapons. And then Miskro is moved to Merkudashta, and after time moves up to Gilaludi, where he is working closely with the scholar there. And then from there, you know the story. You know that eventually you came and with the others were able to stop whatever ritual they were enacting, and you were able to slay the Inquisitor and take this blade. And with that, the vision ends.
That was my sister, the purple dragonborn. There, it was talking to Flamkeys. That was Natashka.
I don't say anything. I just hug Perunyia.
That piece of paper. I have that piece of paper. That must be all of the swords that they put in that room with this one. He must have stolen all of these. We know that he's after artifacts. These are magic artifacts. This must be which maybe one of the things she found out.
I'm so sorry, Perunyia.
It means something that this sword was in her presence. I'll take that as a good sign.
The two grad students are silent as this exchange occurs, realizing that they have witnessed something personal. And before we continue on here, we will move to, let's go to Sin as you head back to the Castanede offices of Heavenly Sequence. You arrive at the location and step in, and upon entering, you see that kind of from this entry, there's a large plate glass, and you walk in, and there is a receptionist for all intents and purposes, who looks up as you arrive. Yes, may I assist you in some way?
I have a meeting with the SunStar. I would like to talk to the SunStar.
Oh, certainly. What is your? And they reach down and kind of pull out a notepad. And your name is?
Fred. And I dig in my little like pocket sleeve. And I pull out like a little token. And I put it on the desk.
I see. Yes. Yes. I will inform him of your presence immediately. And with that, actually turns from the desk and walks away quickly, leaving you with this token.
And I take it back.
Yeah, put it back in your pocket.
And Minya. Minya's there too.
Several moments pass. Is there anything you're doing, or are you just going to wait patiently for the?
Are there any papers on the desk?
There are. One of them is just a notepad that looks like this person is just like kind of scribbling away their thoughts when they're not busy. And the other is a scheduler.
What kind of thoughts are on the notepad? Like, are they work thoughts or are these like personal thoughts?
if you so it's actually closed. So if you kind of open and just kind of peek, it looks like this person wants to be some sort of writer, like poet or songwriter.
I like to read them while I'm waiting.
All right. And are you just reading them unabashedly, or are you like, as soon as you hear them coming back, you're going to try and put it back down?
Absolutely unabashedly. I'm reading it out loud to Minya. Because I don't
Okay.
actually know if Minya can read, but I will read to Minya.
So two things are true. The poetry is horrible. In that, there's no subtext. They're mostly about very sort of trite, the trite sort of things that everyone writes about when they first start out writing poetry. The metaphors are the most obvious of metaphors. There's no allegory. However, the other thing that's true is that Minya seems to appreciate it. So, as you read, and here's a question: are you reading in the trade? Because this is written in Melvedi. So, are you? Are you actually? Do you? Can you read Melvedi?
Oh God, I don't know if I can.
It is not one of your languages.
Okay. I am attempting to read this poetry.
Okay.
To Minya.
You imagine it to be this really trite, shallow poetry. And so you read it to Minya. But Minya really appreciates it. Are you speaking in, but as you are reading, are you doing it in trade or are you speaking in your native tongue?
Because I don't know too much about how Minya got here, but I'm assuming that Minya might not understand in trade, so I'm going to speak in my native tongue.
Sure. And maybe that is a big part of what Minya appreciates, because Minya is definitely like eyes on you and watching, and yes, very appreciative. After several moments, the receptionist returns, and behind the receptionist is one of the SunStar's assistants, JQ. The receptionist is like, "Oh my goodness, that's mine, please," and kind of walks to
I
you.
thought it was reading material.
Yeah. And doesn't looks like they want to reach for it, but doesn't quite actually go through that action. But does kind of look back at Jekyo before looking at you, and then her arms just kind of dropping.
I'm gonna hand it back to her.
She.
I'm gonna clasp.
Yes.
I'm gonna clasp, look her in the eyes, and just go, I think you should follow your heart, but also make sure you can survive day to day.
She takes it with both hands. Yeah, and she inclines her head as she takes it, and then she kind of clutches it as Jekyo just nods and follow me, please. And turns, leading you up to the audience room where workers are already replacing the glass that had been shot through, and then leading you to the SunStar's office. As she brings you in, she looks to the SunStar, and the SunStar looks back to her and then to you. And today, yellow appears to be the color, not blue. And he looks to JKO and says, "That will be all, please." And she nods and exits the room, closing the door behind her. And the SunStar looks to you. Please sit, as he takes his own seat.
Thank you for sitting with me and also letting me leave yesterday.
Oh, indeed. In fact, I did not expect you back so soon. Today is a day of celebration here, as after the attempt yesterday, surviving life, it is a precious thing.
Well, I'm glad to see you alive and well. I'm here for two things. The first is my friends and I were hoping to get funding for research.
Well, that is a possibility. Unfortunately, the gears of bureaucracy turn slowly. I can push it, but the board will still have to approve any expenditures. The research that you are speaking of is your own, or I presume perhaps Miss Shaelune?
Miss Shaelune, the smart one.
Yes. Well, I am inclined to believe it is not for something entirely frivolous. However, I will have to ask that it would be better if she were to write up some manner of the word just jumped out of my head for doing, like, when you want a submission for like a project. I don't know why. Just
proposal.
Proposal. That's the word I'm thinking of. A research or project proposal, and submit that here, and I will ensure that it reaches the board with my blessing, but it could be some time. That is the best answer I can give on that.
So, is there a timeline after she writes it?
Well, the board is in Da Nang. I will be returning to Da Nang myself, so I will be able to hand carry it. We will not need to rely on post, but it will be some weeks at least.
Okay, I'm just asking because I feel like I have to be very thorough for her.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna quit this whole facade, and Lex is going to transform back into Trist form. So for people who don't know, Trist is like a very pastel yellow and has a pastel kind of pixie cut of the same shade of yellow, wearing the exact same outfit as Lex, though.
I am honored that you would trust me.
I want to put a good foot forward because I'm going to ask you for some trust. You know I'm not from here. So I don't know the world very well. Um, I've heard some things about Alturas, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on it.
Come again?
I've heard things from my friends and of people in this world about Alturas, and I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Um, yes, I understand the request. I am unfamiliar with the name.
Okay.
Is there any additional information you could offer me about this Arcturus?
Don't have my notebook on me, so I don't remember.
Is he that's a Melvedi name? Is I presume a person of some import in Ireland, an aristocrat perhaps?
I think so, from what I've gathered. I'll be quite honest, I have not been super great about collecting information about this world.
There's much. Well, unfortunately, by position, I I know some of the uh, various diplomats that are part of the sort of parliament or whatever they call it here. But if he is an aristocrat of more modest standing, I probably would not have met him, especially if he has nothing to do with the industry, as it were. Um, Artaris.
All right. Could I do an insight check on that?
You absolutely can do an insight check on that.
Sorry, my fantasy grounds is laggy.
You laggy fantasy grounds.
Don't forget that you were given inspiration
You
not
were
too long
given.
ago.
Can I
You
use
were
that
given
now?
inspiration. You have
Please do.
some you have plenty of inspiration. You've actually also got nat 20s. So if you would like to use an inspiration, we can use the one given to you tonight by Billy Berserker.
Or
and you can
Panda
re-roll
Queen
that.
Plays. Thanks for joining us.
Or Panda Queen Plays. Did that just happen?
That just happened, and they rated us with like 70 viewers.
Oh wow! Hello,
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
thank you.
So I can just re-roll again, right? Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Oh, that is not better.
It is so hard to tell behind his mask. Like you absolutely can't read any of his facial expressions. His words are just in the very small interactions. The two interact this and the previous interaction you had with him. Uh, you can tell that his delivery is always very measured. Probably just comes from being someone who has to negotiate with people all the time. So it is hard to really get a read.
All right. I was also wondering if perhaps we could work something out, or we could maybe perhaps share information.
I am interested. You have my attention.
Before we start, I'd like to know how many more of those gateways you're aware of.
Well, other than the one we have here, we have measured large enough fluctuations in the ebb and flow of magic to determine that there are two, at least, in the world spine in Vaishan. We know that there are several in the mountains of shared between Ineland and Palakun. There are 3 in Denang and 1 in Istapanur. There are more in Elam. There is the name that the indigenous people of the land call it, so Elam. There are definitely more there, though the situation is quite different for those, as the cities that they reside in still stand.
Would you be opposed to keeping in touch about this area of interest?
Well, you have the token. You may always get word to me quickly. And I will always endeavor to respond. Do you have a need for something more urgently?
At the moment, my first priority is my traveling companions. I would eventually like to find passage back home, and I'm willing to work or trade for that ability.
I believe I understand you. Very well. You are staying at the hotel that Nugatsa brought you to. Yes, still?
For the
Very
time
good.
being, yes.
Very good, very good. Yes, as you can. If there is anything as I said, you have the token. You can speak to me whenever necessary, and I will take measures to create something more urgent for extenuating circumstances or emergency, if you will. Yes, I understand you. Whatever it is that your friends are doing, it seems important. Nugatsa is quite adamant that they be assisted in any way possible and at least not hindered. And so that I understand. As for returning home, I don't necessarily require an exchange. But I would like to go with you for a short time. When you do,
I think that could be acceptable.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I am just remembering. Does the name Queso mean anything to you?
Are you speaking of the High Priest Flumgesu from Palakun?
Yes.
I am familiar. He is, of course, one of the great high priests. Has the ear of Oh man, silly words, silly words. 1 second.
You created these words, Danny.
Yeah, but I haven't used them in a long
Danny.
time. I haven't
All
used them
words
in a
are
long time.
silly.
All
Dear
words
God, you should
are
know all this.
all words are indeed silly. Yeah, it just takes me a
I
second to
forgot
find.
about the kind of government we have other
Yeah.
than theocracy.
Yeah, so
I
you
mean,
know,
that's the
it's
big thing. It's a theocracy. That's the whole shebang,
yeah.
anyways.
He has the ear of the Sumplori, which is essentially the Pope. Um, uh, why is he in some way tangled in the affairs of your friends?
Oh no, it's more of a name that I'm constantly hearing, and I want to make sure I know everything about this world too as I move through it.
I would urge you to be cautious. The priests of Melfrun, while many of them, uh, especially when they begin, truly believe in this deity, I it is my observation that those at the highest levels are simply used to keeping the status quo and the power that comes with it. It is interesting to think of how that might change given the events of the past 2 decades. But for now, well, let us just say that among the Jean, we would not call them priests.
Just gives kind of like a knowing smile and nods. I appreciate your time. And I will make sure that my friend gets the proper documentation to you.
Yes. As I said, anything that, any time you need, uh, the means to communicate are there.
Just gonna stand up and change back into Lex. Well, if you do need me at any point, you can look for Lex.
Yes. Do, if you find yourself in Da Nang, uh, make a point to visit in the main office.
I will. And Lex puts their hand out to shake. Very awkwardly, though.
He steps around and takes your hand and clasps it, both hands. And as he sort of just gives a single soft shake, he also bows slightly. Jekyll is just outside. She can walk you out.
Thank you. And Lex gives a bow too, and then also walks towards the door.
Okay. And with that, as you exit the office, you see that Jekyll is there also with Kong, the man who was responsible for the train shenanigans. And they both look up as you step out, and she just kind of nods and expects you to follow as Kong walks into the office. And unless there's anything else you want to do here.
Nope.
In another part of this section of the city, is Rojelio making his way to Starike's offices. as you walk in to where the receptionist is, you were with Shaelune when she came in and kind of bullied the receptionist here a little bit. Were you there with that? I think you were.
It was when I was real
remember.
mad about necromancy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah. So the receptionist looks up and sees you, and one moment, and you see him kind of plug a couple of wires into a switchboard. Yes, there is a very important guest for Senato. Um, please, please inform him. And then he turns to you and says, "I'm sure someone will be down momentarily for you." Yes.
How did you know I was here for Sonata? Ragazzo.
I presumed that you were here for him or someone from his office. But if I am mistaken, my apologies. I'll gladly call up someone else.
Well, no, if he's free, that's perfect. I always have time for Granddad. I was actually here to look at the ground vehicle that he had mentioned previously.
And as you say that, overhearing you is Callus as she steps into the foyer. Yes. As a matter of fact, she says, that is, we can actually have a look at that if you want. Nugatsa is actually not in just at the moment, but I'm here.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, by the way, I have a letter for you from Panabon. I have no idea what it says, but he just told me to give it to you. I hand her whatever that piece of paper was.
Oh, I see. As she kind of opens it, angled away from the receptionist. What does it say again, Panamon?
It is a little drawing of two cogs and a wrench in them, and then a list of names of people that definitely work across the company.
Okay. I see. She folds it back up and just kind of slips it into her pocket with a smile. Please, Rojelio, come with me. And with that, she takes you into just kind of around and through some spaces, and eventually it leads you into a very large space. And in this space are several vehicles. These vehicles kind of run the gamut of a variety of early cars, very early cars, like before steering wheel cars, right? And she walks up, and you see, kind of tinkering around with one of these. One of these is the man from the fight with Perunyia, Flint. As Flint looks like he is inspecting this rather largish. It looks like a carriage, but there is no yoke or attachment for the horses in the front. And the back of the carriage is a little bit extended. There are wooden slat sides. And instead of any place for a driver to hold reins, there is a pole that extends up from the side, from the left side, with just like a stick that kind of comes across and looks like you would like maybe grab it somehow, and a couple of weird foot pedals.
So once I see Flint, all of the fun that Rojelio was having on the way here definitely disappears because of the person who creates robots and then bends them to his will is here. Rojelio was very excited to come here, and now he's not as excited. He even tried skipping for the first time because he heard that's what you're supposed to do when you're really happy. But there's no skipping to be done anymore. Well, if he's looking at the ground vehicle, I also have to look at the ground vehicle. So I want to go up. I'll just pretend like I don't see him. I'm gonna look around at it and talk to what was the helper's name? Sorry,
Callus.
Alice,
Nig-
yeah, I'm gonna
Alice.
ask Alice. I'm like, so how does one learn how to operate one of these?
Oh, well, in essence, it is quite simple. R- right now, what Flint is doing is given some instruction from Nugatsa installing a power supply. So normally, what we would do is, and she reaches, she goes to the wall and pulls basically, essentially a crank, and she says, "You take this and you would hook it into the front here. You see where it enters there, and she basically instructs you on how to like crank a car, an engine, to wind it up. However, Flint is installing a Nazora's engine, um, so that you should be able to, in an emergency, forego the crank entirely, but at least get more out of each wind."
And Flynn like pushes himself out from underneath the car with the little sliding mechanic things, and he has a cigar in his mouth. He's like, "Yep, so that should I think I got it right. I got it around some. Oh, hey, and he points at Rojelio, right? That's
Yeah, Flynn, didn't even see you there. That is, you
well, I
just
mean,
keep
I
popping
was
up.
well, it was under the car, so that's probably why. But yeah, well, yeah, I talked with Nugatsa, and he informed me about ending you guys a car, and we started spitballing ideas about how to improve it to make it easier on you. And yeah, I had figured I'd give him a hand. He was busy today, so I volunteered to install the engine. Well,
Is
the
it
battery. It's more battery than engine.
just so I have a better idea of what this electric car looks like? Is this like a large vehicle? Like, does it look like it could easily fit like all of our cast and crew in said vehicle, or
It looks like it
are we gonna be
could.
like sitting on laps in the back?
It looks like it could. It might be a little bit tight, but it does have a bed. So essentially, it's a. Well, I put a picture of it in our chat, so if you want to look at that. But essentially, it is a carriage, like think of a horse's carriage with like big wagon wheels and a flatbed in the back instead of like covered. And there is the weird steering stick, and there's a light. The different and this has actual panel walls, so like they are slotted in, so there's slots, and then there's so it's got walls. It's not just completely like an open flatbed in the back. So all of you and your stuff would be tight. However, as you're looking at that, Callus says, "Well, there is an attachment on the back for a wagon to hold most of your uh, belongings. So it should be just mostly uh, the lot of you in the back of the truck and sitting in the front."
Hmm. Okay. Well, can we test it? Is it ready to test?
You said the battery's hooked. We can. Uh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, should be good to go, I think.
All right. Well, let's just test and see if it will actually drive without powering up on a chunk of the Nazores. And with that, she walks over to a small locked like safe that is sitting up on a very sturdy, heavy shelf. She spins it, opens it up, pulls out a stone. It's a little bluish purple glowing stone, and she hands it to Flint to install into the battery.
But yeah, he goes through the process of I mean I had to Flint knows, but Thomas doesn't know how to start up a magic crystal car.
Magic crystal car.
So Flint does it. He slots the crystal in the right place, and then cranks the thing, and then pushes the thing, and then the steam goes out at the right spot, and there you go.
Indeed. And so and there's basically a sort of a catch, like a switch that flips, essentially locking the mechanism so that it's not running, and then slotting over so that it unlocks so the gears can spin, allowing it to go. And so she hops into the driver's seat and she points down to the pedals, explains like, this one, if you push this one down, make sure you turn it off. And then when you push this one down and turn it on, it'll go backwards, slowly. And then if you turn it off and then let go of that and then turn it back on, then you can. There's a lever that will control the speed of it going forwards. The stick turns these wheels. It's all very much like driving a car, except to go in reverse, you have to actually turn the car off and then push the reverse pedal down.
Switch the gear, and then
yes. She shows you the brake to stop it, and it's simple enough. The only difficulty would be remembering to shut it off fully to go in reverse, right? But other than that, looks like it will go. She says that at max speed, it will go about 35 to 40 miles per hour, give or take. And there it is. She shows you the basics.
While we're doing that, Flint is going to take out kind of a metallic frame that he unfolds and put a crystal in it, and take a quote-unquote picture of Rojelio at the learning to drive, because that's something Artificer can do with their the equivalent of prestidigitation. Said it right, yes. For the Artificer allows to create an image in a crystal, so that's what he's gonna do. Like, let's get a nice picture of Rojelio driving the car.
I want to like cover whatever mechanical pieces of me are in shot.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't know what he's doing right away at first. So like,
fair.
And once they're done, he hands you the crystal that has the picture burnt into it, like all photographic plays. Like, there you go. Figured you'd enjoy that.
I'm like, well, thank you. And I kind of just like put it in breast pocket of jacket. But out of curiosity, speaking of small crystals, that's what powers the engine, correct?
Go ahead, Daddy.
The core?
The crystal he gave you does not.
Yeah, not that crystal specifically. I mean the one in the engine. Is there one in the engine?
Yeah, the Nazora's crystal. So it's similar to the one that you have.
And how long will that keep this vehicle moving?
Well, the piece that I put in, a very small piece, the chip that I put in, not very long. So you'll still have to mostly probably rely on cranking. Well, it won't very long on running it by itself, but with the crank, it could last you a few hundred miles. However, there may be other options that we can talk about, because it probably won't be very easy for you to find Azoras just out in the world. So, but I think Nagatsa had something in mind for that.
Interesting. Well, I'd be really interested in talking to him when he gets back from wherever he is. Is that going to be anytime soon, or come back another day kind of adventures?
I couldn't say if he was going to be back soon. I mean, if you wanted to just stick around and wait for him, you could. I imagine by lunchtime.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd definitely sit here instead of go anywhere else or any other responsibilities. This is my only thing I have planned today. This is perfect.
Well, if you want to practice with the car, you can take it out into this garage. Just opens right into a track. As a matter of fact, you can just kind of drive it around.
I will definitely try to, and I will get on
Yeah.
and try to ride it out to said track.
Yeah, let me open the doors for you, and yeah, you move that one over there, and he's kind of clearing the way for him to go and try the.
Yeah.
As I'm driving around, Danny, I want to cast the spell Speak with Machines and try to talk to the ground ship.
Okay.
I want to just whisper to it slightly, like, and what would you like to be called? What would a ground ship of your stature wish to be known by?
And with that, we are going to end our stream for the evening.
I vote for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
As to the ground vehicle.
as the ground vehicle considers for the first time what its name might be, given that nobody has ever asked any questions to the ground machine. And when we return next week, we will we'll learn what that name is, and
we'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it. We'll see what Panabon does when they and Drusilla head back to try to talk to the local organized crime syndicate, and find out
organized crime syndicate. They really put the organized and organized crime syndicate, you know.
Right, and we'll find out what's up with that tiara.
Yeah.
When all of this, when we get back. And when we come back together next week, right? How's everyone feeling? Because I know it's isn't it like
Easter?
Next week is a like super mega Christian holiday thing, but I don't know how much that would affect us.
It won't affect me. However,
I want to know my ground vehicle's name. I'll be here.
So Perunyia might not be here?
I might be late. The thing's happening early because I'm not, but I have family members who are. But I think it's an early thing, so I might be fine.
Let's we should be here next week, we think.
Yeah. Like clockwork.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Good night, everybody.